Ladies and gentlemen, Miguel, thank you very much. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for your assistance here today. My name is Miguel Diaz Llanos, and I would like to begin my presentation by giving you some interesting facts about Tenerife. But let me show you first a little short video.
In a world saturated with information, it is surprising that there is a small island, home to the largest volcano in Europe, where some valuable secrets are still hidden away, making it a new land of opportunity. Will 4 minutes be enough? Let's take a look. First things first, its strategic location. Tenerife enjoys a privileged location, ensuring it basks in one of the most stable weather systems on the planet. Can you imagine living in an eternal springtime? 6 million tourists do just that, making the island the top destination in Europe. Maybe that could be another answer to our question. If you need to work or do business, where better than being in the midst of unique, unspoiled nature, a warm climate, the ocean, an extensive cultural program ranging from the second most important carnival in the world to internationally renowned classical music festivals. All of this alongside top-quality healthcare, a university dating back over 200 years, the best urban environment in historic town centers, but also knowing that it has infrastructure across all sectors, enabling it to connect to the entire globe. Tenerife has 2 international airports with flights to hundreds of destinations, serving over 12 million passengers a year. New routes operate every day, making the island a hub with major cost and time savings. In the 16th century, Tenerife was already a recommended stop on the many maritime routes that linked the 3 continents. Today, the island's ports connect to the rest of the world and offer top-quality infrastructure and services for maritime traffic. In addition, a 3rd port is currently under construction and is set to provide many investment opportunities and possibilities for new routes. Tenerife's current and future port facilities not only connect the island with the world, but are also a unique investment platform thanks to their free trade zones. And of course, they are a marvelous cruise ship destination. In the 21st century, there's also another important type of connectivity. Always active, Tenerife is committed to staying on the cutting edge of technology. One highlight here is the NAP, the island's telecommunications neutral access point with West Africa, set to open up the entire African continent to Europe and even Latin America via underwater fiber optic cables. Another is the supercomputer, a technology benchmark representing major support for business, science, and education. However, to do business, you always need a certain something. Companies operating in Tenerife benefit from unique tax regulations in Europe with specific advantages aimed at boosting growth on the island in all sectors and aiding access to opportunities the region offers for business development. Without a doubt, its strategic location, unique tax regulations in Europe, powerful infrastructure network, and constant technology upgrades all make Tenerife the ideal spot to invest in the future. Tenerife benefits from a foothold in Africa, a European approach, and an American heart. Oops, our 4 minutes are up, and there's still so much to say. But perhaps you've already found an answer to our question.
Okay. With more than 800,000 inhabitants, Tenerife is the biggest and most populated island in the 7 Canary Islands. It is also the closest European region to the West Africa and a gateway to the 3 continents. In Tenerife, We have top-tier infrastructures across all sectors, but especially in the fields of telecommunications. We have an international underwater cable circuit with submarine cables connecting Europe, America, and Africa, and an island optic fiber loop that provides service about 500,000 inhabitants and 20,000 square meters of space for servers to safely protect data storage. One of our high-speed submarine cable links mainland Spain to the Canary Islands, providing connectivity with the Spanish National Communication Network for research and development centers and with the Grand European Network. The system total capacity is 8 terabits per second with current technology. This means that sending a 10 gigabit file to someone other part in the world, it will take 2 minutes. It always depends on the other part down low. Tenerife also participates with another of its submarine cables in a consortium along the West African coast with more than 20 African countries. All 6 high-speed submarine cables land into the NAP, an internet-neutral access point infrastructure with a Tier 3+ level of security and reliability feeding generated in a 400 kilowatts photovoltaic plant on the roof. But the jewel of our telecommunication infrastructure is the HPC TD supercomputer, which is the second more powerful in Spanish and counts on Fujitsu and Aitos technology. The HPC TD is 370,000 times faster than a home PC and has 35,000 times more capacity. It's just to give you an idea about our processing power. I would like to continue with a different class infrastructure in Tenerife, our advanced waste management system. But first, I will give you some background information. In the early 80s, in Tenerife, there were over 300 uncontrolled landfills. Being an island of a small dimension, about 2,000 square kilometers, and having about 50% of it land environmentally protected, it became a priority to establish a strategy to reduce waste generation. It was at that time when the island government, called Cabildo, launched the first waste plant to test all waste in an all-in-one environmental complex. The all-in-one plant, which currently has one of the highest performances statewide, treats around 300,000 tons per year and make compost with the leftover of the mixed waste. The resistant material, which cannot be separated, is poured into cells, which are then sealed to produce biogas and allow us to generate more than 2,000 families' electricity per day. To encourage waste collection and treatment, this pioneer initiative also involved the construction of a network of transfer stations where a municipality could deposit their waste instead of taking them to the landfill itself, as well as education campaigns to increase awareness to guard the need of a more sustainable island. Moreover, Tenerife has one of the most advanced plants in the world for electrical and electronic equipment waste decontamination. It is called e-waste and uses gas from the landfill plant to convert greenhouse gases from refrigerator and air conditioner into other non-polluting chemical compounds. E-waste operates the most up-to-date electronic and electrical equipment waste treatment plant in Europe with a guaranteed decontamination of 99.8%. It is the first plant in the world to treat refrigeration gases using landfill biogas as the power source, preventing the emission of almost 500,000 tons of CO2 equivalent per year. When talking about renewable energy in Tenerife, we always need to mention ITER, our Institute of Technology and Renewable Energies, which is also home of the modern telecommunications infrastructure I presented to you a few minutes ago. ITER is a renewable energy research center founded by the government of the Tenerife and has more than 20 years of experience in encouraging socioeconomic development and promoting research, development and innovation technologies covering renewable energies, energy efficiency, sustainability, construction, environmental and ICTs. The staff consists of a multidisciplinary team of 160 professionals offering the best research area in Europe for testing and exporting technology and knowledge, and actively involved in international cooperation projects based on renewable energies in Africa and South America. Now I have the chance to introduce you to our communication, waste management and renewable energy infrastructure. I would like to highlight major investment opportunities in Tenerife at the moment. One opportunity is in renewable energies. The island is a world leader in water desalination and has exceptional weather conditions for the implementation of clean energies, and we have the largest number of sunshine hours per year in Europe, constant wind in certain parts of the island, and a favorable sea, besides being a volcanic island with unquestionable capacity for geothermal energy that Professor Nemesio Perez will speak in more detail about this great potential later. What I can already mention is that Tenerife is a completely different energy model than the rest of the continent for obvious reasons, such as insularity. In the coming month, we will ask the European Union Commission to promote the 2020-20 target in the Canary Islands through its strategy to our most regions. As one of Spain's leading tourist destinations with over 6 million tourists a year, it also offers great business opportunity in the sector through available land for the construction of 5-star and 5-star premium hotels and the opportunity to promote self-sufficient hotels through self-generation models. One of our priorities now is also to turn waste into an opportunity to attract new businesses to the island and create jobs, hence to turn it from a problem into a source of wealth. In the coming month, we will draw a competition for public waste management in Tenerife for a 20-year period with the construction of more transfer plants, recycling centers, compost plants, and container sorting plants. Additionally, we will have a land of 800,000 square meters for industry research and development and green technology development that will allow us to export the technology developed in Tenerife to our nearest geographical environment, and why not, to the rest of the world, just as we did with the destination of water before. Tenerife also offers great business opportunity for the pharmaceutical industry as it is a natural micro laboratory with 80% of all Spanish biodiversity, hosts more than 150 research groups, and offer optimal conditions for the development of study and clinical tests. In the scope of our small island strategy, it is worth mentioning that we are currently aiming at identifying, developing and deploying replicable, balanced and integrated solutions in energy, transport and telecommunication with a holistic approach. We also have a pioneer project on premium electrical vehicle fleet for use as a rental car. The Tesla S, which adapt perfectly to the driving condition of Tenerife and could be coupled to the existing high-standing hotel and car tourist offer in the island. It is also fit with the island government strategy of promoting the use of renewable energies. All stakeholders involved, car rental companies, hotel, tourism authority, have been contacted and they agree to provide support to the initiative. And last but not least, the audiovisual industry offers major investment opportunity in Tenerife based on its average temperature of 23 degrees all year round, 3,000 hours of light per year, a great diversity of environments, a wide network of production companies, and a server providers, and above all, unique tax advantage in Europe. Before I end my presentation, please let me remind you that Tenerife has its own economical and fiscal scheme, which is subject to the Spanish law and fully authorized by the European Union. It includes a series of tax incentives to stimulate the creation and development of business, such as a 4% corporate tax, a reduced VAT, and a fiscal exemption on trade and double taxation, among others. As you may see, Tenerife is a very interesting market today, with many opportunities for investors, entrepreneurs, and operators worldwide that we hope you will be willing to join us soon. Thank you very much for your attention.
Fast and Furious 6 was recorded in Tenerife.
Of course, it was.
And, might that have had something to do with the 4%? Did it count as a Tenerife film, from what I believe, and they only paid 4% corporation tax? I believe that was a fantastic advantage, as well as obviously the location.
We've got a specific economic zone. It's called in a specific fiscal rate in the Canary Islands. So we hope more business come here. We are negotiating with the state and with Europe this kind of exception, and it's only 4%.
Fantastic, thank you. Now, any questions from the floor? There is honey rum in this. Okay. If I could just ask you to state your name and where you're from, and then your question.
Hello, Neil Budd, SGH Martineau, we're a law firm. Just a question regarding renewable energy opportunities. You talked about wind and solar. So questions like, well, firstly, who buys the power? Do you provide, are there long-term contracts available for buying the power? And what are your tariff regimes? Are there subsidies available, as is the case in a lot of European Union countries, for wind and solar energy?
All right. We've got a strict legislation in Spain nowadays, and the government of the island is working hard to try to change that. Now, for sale, as I told you in my presentation, we are working nowadays in the self-generation and self-management, for example, in hotels. Tenerife actually has about the 97 megawatt installed of photovoltaic energy and 37 megawatts of electrical wind power. We are working hard to change the law for that. I told you that in a few months we are working with a committee to change that rule. So we hope the outmost region in Europe will bring us the opportunity to change that law and give us the opportunity. You know, we are an island, and for us, our model and our energy model is very hard. It's a different model, completely different model from the rest of the continent. So the government of the island is working hard to try to improve that. I don't know if I answer your question.
Well, just to clarify, so as I understand, at the moment you don't have any laws in place that offer tariff, particularly fixed tariffs or green certificates, as we have in this country or in other countries. But you're looking to change the law. Is that what you're saying to me? And also in relation to the contract for buying the power. So if somebody wanted to set up a solar farm, who would be buying the power, and how could you guarantee that you would get paid?
All right. The power nowadays is bought by the UNELCO. Is electrical. It depends on Endesa. It's a company, and there's a mixed energy. You know, you've got biogas from our landfill. We've got biodiesel and fuel oil energy. With in Tenerife, there are two electrical stations there, and also a and a little short hydraulic power, and the rest is a mix, but it depends on the conditions. Maybe once could be about 30% of the energy one time could be generated by the renewable energies. So it's a mix. But we are trying, you know, a long time ago there was a society called Solar One and Solar Two that both participate on that solar plant. But the aeolic power in the Canary Islands, very complicated legislation. Now we are working and pressing hard to change that. You know, it's all about the protection, the environmental protection territory in Tenerife and in Canary is about the 50% of that territorial is protected environmentally. So there is a little bit complication permission, and we are working to allow and firstly, we're working to improve our energy renewable generation. About trying working with hotels to implement in their roof and in their land self-generation and self-management.
Thank you very much. Any more questions from the floor, ladies and gentlemen? No? Fantastic. Councillor, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.